The world watched in disbelief. Former U.S. President Donald Trump, a figure who ignites strong emotions across the globe, had become the target of an assassination attempt. While the bullet missed its mark, the shockwaves were felt far and wide. This wasn't just an attack on a former president. It was an assault on democracy itself. The incident, occurring at a rally in Pennsylvania, sent a chill down the spines of leaders and citizens alike. The image of a world leader, vulnerable and targeted, served as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present threat of extremism. The immediate aftermath saw a global outpouring of concern and condemnation, transcending political ideologies and geographical boundaries. This attack, while shocking, sadly wasn't entirely surprising. Political polarization, fueled by misinformation and divisive rhetoric, has created a climate of intolerance and violence. The very foundations of democracy, built on dialogue and respect, are under threat. This incident, a brazen attempt to silence a political opponent, underscored the urgent need for global action to counter this dangerous trend. The response to the assassination attempt was swift and unanimous. World leaders, from close allies to staunch critics of Trump, condemned the violence. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer expressed his shock, emphasizing that political violence has no place in a democracy. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau echoed this sentiment, stating that such acts are never acceptable. The condemnation wasn't limited to Western democracies. Russian President Vladimir Putin, despite his history of strained relations with the U.S., condemned the attack through his spokesperson. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, while acknowledging political differences, expressed confidence in a thorough investigation. These diverse voices, united in their condemnation, sent a powerful message. Violence against political opponents is an attack on the very principles of democracy. This global chorus of disapproval highlighted the shared commitment to peaceful discourse and the rule of law, values that underpin a stable and secure world. The assassination attempt on Donald Trump served as a stark reminder that democracy is not a spectator sport. It requires constant vigilance and active participation from all. The values of tolerance, respect for dissenting opinions, and the peaceful transfer of power are not guaranteed. They must be nurtured and defended. The incident highlighted the dangerous trend of political polarization, fueled by social media echo chambers and partisan news outlets. This toxic environment, where facts are often dismissed and opponents are demonized, creates fertile ground for extremism to flourish. The attack was a wake-up call, urging for a return to civil discourse and a rejection of the divisive rhetoric that threatens to tear societies apart. The global community must come together to address the root causes of this polarization. Investing in education, promoting media literacy, and fostering constructive dialogue are crucial steps in countering extremism and safeguarding democratic values. The future of democracy hinges on our collective ability to bridge divides, embrace diversity of thought, and engage in respectful debate. The global response to the assassination attempt demonstrated that even in a world often divided, there is strength in unity. The shared condemnation transcended political ideologies, highlighting the universal rejection of violence as a means to achieve political ends. This unified front sent a powerful message to extremists and would-be attackers. Their actions will not be tolerated. This global solidarity is crucial in combating the transnational threat of terrorism and extremism. By sharing intelligence, coordinating law enforcement efforts, and addressing the root causes of radicalization, nations can effectively counter those who seek to sow chaos and undermine democratic values. The assassination attempt underscored the need for continued international cooperation and a shared commitment to upholding the rule of law. The world stood as one in the face of this act of violence. This unity, born out of a shared commitment to democracy and peace, offers a glimmer of hope in these uncertain times. It serves as a reminder that despite our differences, we are stronger when we stand together against hatred and violence. The assassination attempt on Donald Trump is not an isolated incident. It is a symptom of a broader societal ill, the erosion of democratic values, and the normalization of violence. This incident serves as a stark reminder that we cannot take our freedoms for granted. Protecting democracy requires constant vigilance and the active participation of all citizens. We must challenge those who seek to divide us with hateful rhetoric and misinformation. We must engage in constructive dialogue, even with those who hold opposing views. We must educate ourselves and future generations on the importance of tolerance, respect, and the peaceful resolution of conflict. The future of democracy depends on our collective commitment to upholding these values. By choosing dialogue over division, empathy over anger, and unity over hatred, we can create a world where political violence is not just condemned, but becomes unthinkable. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now.